they are doing. Like they make a medicine kit for people going to trekking, going to mountaineering, and also they make kit for the school and other the corporate bodies. And then they also do some clinical measurement and maintain the record. For example, cholesterol, for example, blood pressure. So, for example, liver function test, and the other medication history. Those people, if they wish, they have all electronic. They have maintained the electronic format, and they are now trying to put them in a website so that the patient party or the person who seeks service can view that on their home also. And then the guidance on the management of the chronic disease. So these days, CIND is very, very popular. So they have been adapting many international guidelines and instruments, and they have made it. They are published in Nepali and also in English, and they have made a lot of posters. So their pharmacists are decorated with their work, and some of the what to do with this, because with this TT-Jesic. Buprenorphine, there are a lot of people who use buprenorphine, and we share a long border with India. So even if things are not allowed in Nepal, they can easily cross the border, get that sort, and then return to home. So for that reason, it's very difficult in the community pharmacy to keep the narcotic and particularly the addictive benzodiazepines and other things. So for that reason, this sort of idea has been promoted so that they can keep it in a secure, and particularly in a hospital setup, this is feasible, but then in the community setup, still we are facing. And regarding documentation and dissemination, so the impact of GPP community pharmacy is also considered as one of the destinations for pharmacists, as I have said before, and consensus between stakeholders is good, as I have said before, because there are a lot of at least 2 memorandum of understanding with all the stakeholders at the ministerial level. So that way also I think we are doing good. Collaboration between the pharmaceutical bodies and university also good, because these bodies, the NPC is virtually a representation, except the registrar. The rest of the other positions are either from the university or from the drug regulatory or from the professional association. So that is well represented. And integration between clinical and the social science. This is one of the challenging area because it needs a lot of effort. Even then, there is one code of drug advertisement. We thought that if there is malpractice in the promotion, so it's going to affect the society. So this is one of the interventions. Then there is price monitoring. If somebody tries to get more, because it's not price fixing. We are not fixing price because we are also importing countries, so we cannot do that. And then we also do the bioequivalence. So bioequivalence concept, because a lot of time the patient go for the cheaper medicine, but then it does not work. So the pharmaceutical industry, so they are giving project to the pharmacy colleges to do the bioequivalence study. So that way, it is for those drugs where the problem lies, they can do that. So success stories are promoted, bringing out of the scientific activities like consumer training and the brochures, messages in newspaper and mass media are done. There are a lot of such materials, again copied from different sources, also in Nepali and also in English. So these sort of things like for the rational drug use. These bulletins and also drug regulatory authority, they also publish. So that way we are trying to bring some of the things in the consumer's level. And this is one of the awareness program which was done for people in the community and also in the hospital. So many of the people of the third category, the pharmacy manpower, means we don't call them pharmacy manpower, but then they were also part of this program. So they liked the materials that were distributed and they felt enabled. Next please. So this is the one, the safe use of medicine by the consumers. Next please. So regarding, this is the NPC, the Nepal Pharmaceutical, this is a bulletin of the Nepal Pharmaceutical, Nepal Pharmacy Council. So in this, they have defined the role, what the pharmacists are expected and what the pharmacy assistants are. So these newer terminology, newer activity have been now in principle is recognized by the council, so that way the people can go ahead with these activities. Next please. Regarding promotion, together with the new activity, few pharmacies have initiated counseling, maintenance of record that I have said before also, educate patients about their right to pharmacy. So there is Consumer Right Act and a lot of consumer forums. So whatever you do, policy or guidelines or whatever, if the community representatives are not represented or not invited, so they're going to make havoc. So everybody, particularly in the professional matter, so they invite. And then also Nepal, though in the interim period, but then even the interim constitution has mentioned clearly that the health is going to be the basic right. So by analogy, the access to pharmaceutical will also become the right. And the present interim government minister, health minister, has declared again that up to certain level, the medicine of the whole healthcare will be free of cost. I don't know how it will be sustained, but then, so this is one of the daring steps that has come up. Next, please. So regarding the role of the Pharmaceutical Association and the forum, so these are the things that I have already highlighted. So most of them, because of this conflict, they come together, and that is good. They are working in good harmony, even though the interests are divided, but then at least everybody's role is recognized, and the job descriptions are also there. What the pharmacy assistants, so up to 25 beds or up to 50 beds, the pharmacy assistants are going to be, and then above the pharmacists are going to be, and in the rural communities, the trained people are going to be until they are replaced by the pharmacy. So all these are already spelled out in the directives. Next please. Regarding the job description, the directives from the DRA and the MOSP, it clearly spelled out. The standards and the guidelines, it exists. And then support in implementation, motivation and education of professional bodies. There are professional bodies who are engaged in this. Ethical part, the Nepal Pharmacy Council Act has a section in it, but then we feel that for larger interest, the FIP guideline has to be adopted. And then regarding sustainability of the Share Pharma Forum, GPP project is a challenge because most of the time the professional bodies, they are part because they wear that a secondary hat. So the primary hat will not allow them to get involved, and so for that reason they need to have some sort of resource. At least so far we have been able to get, at least to start with, we have been able to get the resource, but to continue that, institutionalize that, so is a problem. So far we have, the associations are charging the participants, particularly for GMP. They have, in manufacturing area, they have accepted that they will accept the charges, but then we have yet to see the GPP. Next please. Education is, even though the 4 universities are giving pharmacy education, the curriculum are very old. So the Pharmacy Council, in collaboration with this university, and also we are not at home, we are not been able to, because India is also changing, and a lot of other neighboring countries are also changing. Particularly the requirement in the US has changed, so the young students who are aspiring to go away, so they are pressurizing, with 4 years education is not adequate, so we are to consult about this. It's a big challenge for the council. So all this will be worked out gradually. Next please. So this is what is a manpower scenario. The country is divided into Tarai, the flat, the hills and the mountain. So this is what the population and the soft ratio is, except these 3 places which are well off. So there is 869 for one pharmacy for 860.